In the first 4 minutes of part 2, we have explored a lot of the voiceover that was presented in the trailer for part 2. We get Penelope as Lady Whistledown saying that the season usually follows a pattern, but this season has a bit of a surprise within the first few seconds, which kind of answers our question as to what that meant, and I think it means Penelope is referring to herself marrying Colin Bridgerton as the biggest surprise of the season, because to her, she really still can't believe it, and it is a big surprise. She's very well aware of her place in the social standing. She's very well aware of how society views her and views Colin, so she knows that it is a surprise. But most importantly, we have Penelope and Eloise and their discussion in the hallway. Now, I have been a big defender of Penelope and Eloise as characters. I think they're incredibly complex and incredibly well written and clever, and I still think that. I will still defend their characters. But girl, Eloise, come on. I spoke in this previous video where this comment is attached from about Eloise's unconscious selfishness, and I think this moment really sums that up quite well, because she finds out that her brother is engaged to her former best friend, and I understand that's very shocking to her, especially given everything she knows, and that she would feel a little bit blindsided and a little bit confused. But she couldn't even, in front of her whole family, mind you, feign a little bit of congratulations and then deal with her problems later, for her brother's sake, let alone Penelope. Let's forget about Penelope for a second, for Colin's sake. On the bright side, other than the Lady Whistledown threat reveal at midnight, we've gotten the majority of their previewed conflict out of the way within the first 4 minutes, which means that there is a lot of room for reconciliation, but more importantly, growth. Because Eloise cannot, even for a second, pretend to be anything other than who she is, which is both a flaw and a positive trait, but in this case turns into very much a flaw because she is kind of taking it out on people that she does care about. Unrelated, but Hyacinth hugging Penelope to near death? I like the idea that her and Gregory have always adored Penelope and loved her coming over for tea at Bridgerton House and have desperately missed her during her fight with Eloise because she doesn't come round anymore. I also like to believe that Hyacinth has asked if she can invite Penelope over herself, but Eloise has always been steadfast no, and Violet doesn't really want to get involved in a squabble, so she just agrees with Eloise, even though Hyacinth is like, but she's my friend too! And one last note, I do adore that Colin's cluelessness seems to transcend his, love for Penelope into Penelope and Eloise's fight. He's just saying, all will be well, I can't see anything wrong, this is just classic girl squabble. What a dum-dum, I love him.